How are you doing? We never actually answered that question. How are you doing today?
I'm alright, Lewis. How are you?
I'm alright. I'm recording with one headphone on, one headphone off, because
Nice.
there's a parcel due to be delivered today. There's 2 parcels due to be delivered today.
Oh my god.
So I've got to sit here and wait for the postman to knock on the door.
How exciting. How exciting.
I am indescribably thrilled.
You should be. You should be. I don't know if you can notice, but I don't sound like a 20th century political speaker anymore.
Do you not?
No, I sound
that's strange.
And people are like, huh, what an idiot, what a mistake he made. Well, it wasn't a mistake. We were doing the death of Stalin, and I wanted to try and sound as if I was doing a party political broadcast in
Soviet Russia,
1950s. Yeah. So.
Of course you did. Why would you want anything other than that?
No. Yeah. So. Okay, bring on the shame. Go on.
I mean, we all make mistakes.
Is that it?
Well, I mean, I'm not a very aggressive person or a very angry person.
I had a cold shower this morning. I was like whipping my own back and stuff like that. I was getting
like
myself.
Those, what was it? Is it Monty Python and the Holy Grail? Where there's those flagellants walking down the street and they carry the Bibles in front of them and they smack themselves in the face with it periodically. That's what you were doing. You were walking around your house going shame,
Yep.
and then smacking yourself in the face with a Bible.
No, I was smacking myself in the face with a microphone, just shoving it into my eyeball.
Lovely.
But yeah, so it's all fixed now. But then we encountered a new problem, didn't we?
We did, yeah. I like that we have a never-ending, long-ass list of technical problems.
And it always seems to be in my end. Yeah, so basically, Lewis and I switched the recording sort of sessions round, and we did The Whisper yesterday, which is Genesis of the Daleks. And you'll have already heard that. But for some reason, when I was speaking... when I wasn't speaking, the recording wasn't going on. It just paused. So while Lewis was saying all his bits, and I was remaining vigilantly silent, it was just not recording anything. But then when I speak again, then it begins recording. So there's gaps that need to be put in. So it's my turn to edit this week, so I've got that mammoth task of doing that. But we've fixed it now, because am I doing a fucking hour-long episode of just putting gaps in? So that's my life.
Reminds me of it's a recurring joke that I think it's Ryan McMurray he comes up with. It's it has someone that name means nothing to a lot of people, I suppose, but it's someone that Danny and I know. Mm-hmm. It's whenever there's some kind of technical difficulty he's having, and he'll be stood there over his computer trying to make the sound mixer work, or he'll be stood there with a screwdriver like elbow deep in a microphone or something, and she'll be like, "Yep, this is how they did it on Star Wars." And they just carry on. This is how they did it on Star Wars, Dan. This is how they recorded audio for Star Wars.
That's right.
By pausing in between all the lines.
By taking a gap from your speech and adding it into mine to try and make it sound as if I'm listening rather than just skipping on ahead.
Yeah, exactly.
God. But anyway, let's spin the wheel.
Spin that wheel. Treat yourself.
HD sound now.
Oh, I can't wait for this.
Wow. Listen to that.
That's incredible. I've never been more amazed by technology than right now.
There you go.
You need to hear a wheel spinning in Scotland, and I can hear it in the Midlands. That's amazing.
Lewis, you should check your fax machine. I believe you have the bullshit this week.
Yes, I do actually. That's my fax machine. It's just come through.
Sounds healthy.
My descent into madness.
Oh.
Yep, that's my bullshit for this week.
Nice.
Right. Danny, I'm presuming that you have a TV. At least one TV in your house.
Yep, at least one, yep.
How many do you have in your house in total?
Okay, let me think. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4.
4. That's a perfectly reasonable number.
Yep.
Yeah, that makes complete sense.
Yep, 4 TVs.
Complete sense to have that many TVs. We actually have an identical number of TVs in our house at the moment. We've got the big one in the living room that we sit and watch films on and stuff like that. And there's lots of people seem to just give us TVs when we're like, oh, we're moving house. So if anybody's got any furniture they're trying to get rid of, then we'll happily take it off your hands and we'll put it in our new house. And people are like, yeah, okay, great. So somebody gave us a sofa bed. Well, I say gave us, we paid for it. Somebody gave us the sofas that we paid for and all this. And somebody actually said, oh, by the way, I've got this old TV I'm not using anymore. You want it? I was like, Yeah, all right.
God.
We'll have whatever you're not using. We'll have that. Yeah, that's great. And then we moved in. We got all of the stuff in the new house, which is obviously we're in the new house now. We got everything in. I put my desk up. I put laptop in, and I came into the office, and I realised, oh, the previous owners of this house, they left a TV on the wall. How swish.
Yeah.
How fancy. How wonderful.
Uh-huh.
I was thrilled to discover that the TV was still on the wall. I thought, that's fantastic. So, we've got 4 TVs in the house at this point. There's the one that's downstairs that I mentioned before.
Yep.
There's one that somebody gave us.
Uh-huh.
There's this one that was in the house when we moved in. And there's one that we had previously from the old house.
Yep.
So 40, fantastic. And I thought, right, well, I've got 3 TVs not currently in use. And I've got a TV on the wall. Why don't I try and make that work? So I turn on the TV, only to discover it's fucked.
Oh.
The reason the old people must have left it is because it's fucked.
Oh.
Like, turn it on an immediate static, no signal coming through, and I'm thinking, well, fuck. And I think, well, maybe it's something to do with the aerial. So I plug a Chromecast in. And I tried to watch Genesis of the Daleks on this TV, and did it work? Did it fuck? And it was just, every 5 seconds, Tom Baker's face would just become a mess of static, and I'd think, well, I want to die. This is literally the worst thing in the universe. And I thought, right, okay, so what I have is 3 TVs. So, logically, I can take this broken TV off the wall, and I can put a different TV in its place, right?
Yep.
So that's what I did. So I got another one of the TV. This is the one we got for free, which I thought, fantastic. Free TV, what's not to love? I stapled it to the wall, put the bracket in the back, and then put it on the wall. Fantastic. And it was there, and I turned it on, and I thought, great. I plugged the Chromecast in, but you can't. Because for some insane reason, whenever this TV is mounted to a wall, you lose the ability to plug things into it. For some insane, idiotic reason. All of the ports are immediately where the bracket sits on the back of the TV. I thought, right, well, that's annoying. So I took that one off the wall as well. Then I got my third and final TV. And I put that on the sofa bed in this study, which is where you slept when you came down.
Yeah.
Put it on the sofa bed,
Lovely.
and I put this other TV next to it. And I thought, right, well, I'll unscrew the bracket off the back of this TV, and I'll put it on the other one. So I did. And I laid it on top, and I thought, oh, great. The screw holes line up perfectly. It's going to be fantastic. What's not to love? Then I put the screw in, and it doesn't fit. It is far, far too small. So I'm like thinking, right, okay, well, we've got lots of screws in this house. Some of them have got to fit, surely. So I just took apart my big corner desk last week. Now I've got a little one in the corner. So I thought, right, well, there's some screws in that. Surely some of them will fit. There are 4 different types of screws in that desk. None of them fucking fit. Bear in mind, I also have 2 broken TVs now at this point, which I can do nothing with. So I'm thinking, right, okay, so maybe some of these screws will work. Screws that attach the TV to the wall, maybe they will attach another TV to the wall. No, they don't. They don't for some insane reason. And then I Googled this. Turns out Samsung, which is who this final TV, the manufacturers, have some kind of very specific product design requirements for the screws that go back into the backs of their TVs. And I looked up and it said, and I measured my TV, and it's 30 inches, this TV. Which is, it's a fairly standard size for a TV nowadays. And I Googled it and I said, what size screws for Samsung TVs? As you would. And it said, well, for TVs that are 20 inches to 28, it's size M4. And for TVs that are 35 to 60, size M6. I'm thinking, great. But my TV's neither of them. So what do I do? So I had to go on to screwfix.com. Shout out to Screwfix. We haven't got a sponsor. If you'd like to give us some money, that'd be wonderful. Because I just gave you like a tenner to get fucking 50 screws when I only need 4. So I bought 2 different sizes of screws, and one of them fit, thank the fucking Lord. And now this TV is on the wall, and every time I look at it, I feel a strange mix of accomplishment and fury.
Does it work?
Yes, it works.
Oh, good. That's good. So what?
But that was my descent into madness this week. I was literally sat here, 3 TVs all laid out on the sofa in here, and I was just thinking, what the fuck? What the fuck? Why did none of these screws fit anything? I thought I was going insane. The cat was like looking at me like, what are you doing? And I was like, I don't fucking know. What is happening in this room? I have no... So yeah, I was very stressed out by these TVs. However, now I have a TV on a wall.
What are you going to do with the TV that doesn't work?
I have no idea. Considering how much I hate it, I might smash it up with a hammer, but that's probably not great because it isn't meant to dispose of them properly because the tubes have got something in them, or I don't know.
The tubes have got something. What does that mean?
I don't know. There was a sticker on the back of one of them that said that the lights or the bulbs or something have got some kind of mercury compound in them, so you have to like call a bloke and he'll come and get it. So I might have to call a bloke. I don't know.
What if you get mercury on you? What does that mean? Are you dead?
It's just toxic. I think you get some sort of blood poisoning. I don't think it's like immediate.
Right.
I mean, well, nowadays people take it very, very seriously. But like there are movies from the 50s where like, but this mirror, it's a liquid. What are we gonna do? And then literally they had the actor just stick his hand in.
Yeah.
But then they didn't really give a shit.
No.
But nowadays it's like you break a mercury thermometer in a school, and the room is evacuated. Nobody touches it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
treating it as if it's anthrax.
yeah, essentially. So yeah, so this TV is on the wall. I've got one broken TV that I don't know, call a bloke or chuck it in the bin. Or I'll Google how to get rid of it.
Call the professionals.
Yes, I'll call the professional TV getting rid of us. Get her rid of us?
Yeah, you could get the guy who drags a skip around and just put it in that.
The guy, right. When Danny came to my house, we went round to the shop. I forget what it was we were trying to buy.
Booze.
We went round to the shop. Booze, that was it. And we walked past a skip. And Danny went, that's weird. So it was like, where's the guy the skip belongs to? And I went, well, he's in his office or something. Why? And Danny could not get his head around the fact that you call a skip company and say, hiya, can I have your skip for a week? And he says, all right, and brings a skip to you, and then comes back a week later and takes it off you. And Danny was like, yeah, but how do they know you're not just going to keep it? It's like, well, you're going to hide a fucking skip. What am I going to do with it?
Yeah, but look, I mean, it just... So this person who owns this skip business has bought a load of skips and keeps them, and then when anyone needs them, rather than just driving to the dump, they get, oh yeah, can you bring me a skip please for a week? I don't get it.
Well,
what do they need it for a week for?
Well, we had a skip because we had a shed in the back garden that we like looked in and thought, well, this is an immediate biohazard because like some birds had been living in there, and we thought, well, there's shit on the floor. We're not using this. So I took a hammer to it and took it all down. Then had a big old pile of like broken wood, and I was like, oh well, what am I going to do with this? So we had to call a skip because we've got this. Our little Toyota Aygo is the only car we have, so we couldn't. It'd take like 1 million trips to the skip and back to get all of that stuff to the skip. Sorry, to the tip. To actually get rid of it all. Plus, you can only have so many trips to the skip a year.
What?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if this is a worldwide thing or if it's just in Stoke. But yeah, it's like you can only have so many trips per year. They sort of log your reg plate when you go, and I think you can only have so many trips. So it was just
How
easier
many can
for
you
us.
have?
I don't know. But like
you've had 9. You're on your last one, so just make it a good one.
Make it a good one.
Make it good. But so the guy drops off a skip, you put it all
Yes.
in, and then he takes it away.
Yes.
And how long did you have it for?
We had ours for a week and a bit. I can't remember.
So
we got it delivered.
all you had to
and then
do-
I was working that week, and then that weekend I just filled the skip full of crap, and then he took it away.
all you had to do was put some wood in, and then it stays there for like 5 days or something like that, and then he comes back and gets it. Wouldn't it scrape all your driveway?
No, because they lift it up. They don't drag it along.
Mm.
It's like a sort of hydraulic lifty thing that they cut. They came at like 6 a.m. to drop this skip off, and he like knocked on the door, and I was like, "What the fuck is that?" I went down to the front door, and he went, "Hi mate, do you want to move this car so we can put the skip in?" And I was like, "What?"
Are you?
And then he sort of pointed at the skip.
Are you Lewis Brindley? I've got your skip outside.
Are you Lewis Brindley off the 4 o'clock club? I've got a skip for you.
Who ordered a skip?
Skip for Lewis. But anyway.
I mean, I'm sure it's a perfectly sound, reasonable thing to do, but it just seems funny to me that people are, oh God, honey, right, okay, I've broken the fence, phone the skip. I mean, that just
No, 'cause if
seems
you broke
really
the
fucking
fence,
strange.
you could take that to a tip and get a replacement fence panel.
Yeah.
My point is, if you have a large volume of crap that you want to get rid of in one big go, then a skip is the best option.
Mm. Okay, but I still think it's silly. But
How is it silly?
because it is. It's weird. I would never phone a skip in my life.
So say you dismantled a shed and you had a pile of shed crap. What would you do with the shed
I'd
crap?
drive 1,000,000 times to the skip like anyone else.
Why? Why would you do that?
Because that's the way God intended.
What? This is insane.
No, I don't think there are any skip lending businesses.
I
where I
guarantee you there are skip businesses near you. What's your town called?
Bear's Hen.
Oh yes, I remember now. There's literally 2 businesses in that town that rent out skips.
No.
I've just googled it.
No, there isn't.
Yes, there is. I mean, you can edit this bit out if you want, but Bearsden Skip Hire and Bearsden and Milngavie Skip Hire.
No, there isn't.
What the fuck is going on?
There's no proof of that. No.
Okay.
Anyone that comes to Bearsden or Mogai botched pronunciation there. Milngavie. If you go around saying that there's skips for hire, you will be shot. Everyone will just go, sorry, what was that?
Look at this dickhead wanting to get rid of his rubbish. What a cunt! And then they'll shoot you immediately.
You said you were looking for a skip. Boys, we've got another one. Get the guns. That's what would happen. No one sounds like that in Bearsden and Mogai. To be honest, they're all very posh up here.
Okay.
It would be like get the hunting rifle like that.
Or is it like some elderly member of the royal family? It's just get the bloody rifle.
Get the bloody rifle. Where are the pheasants? Yeah. There's no bloody pheasants. I don't understand. We'll never catch the fox at this rate. And Jimmy Carr said that to David Mitchell on Would I Lie to You as a sort of like impression of him. And David Mitchell's like, What are you talking about? Pheasants? Dogs? Fox? I mean, what sort of a menagerie do you imagine I would be imagining? Yes, I'm in my castle with 10 different sorts of vaguely posh animal, all fighting each other, then I kill a servant and have sex with the wall.
Yeah, I mean, you've just described your day-to-day life in Bearsden and Minglavie.
And Millengadigi.
Millengadigi. Yeah, you live in a castle and go on regular hunting trips. That's your life, right?
Milgai.
Okay.
Okay. No one.
Cool.
No. I feel as if we've just told everyone where I live. Everyone's looking for me in Bearsden and Milgai. Danny, where are you?
You can run, but you can't hide, bitch.
You can run, but you can't hide, bitch. But anyway, we've got a film about Nazis to talk about.
Oh, Jesus, we do.
Okay, so what film are we talking about this week, Lewis?
We are talking about the Taika Waititi film Jojo Rabbit.
Yes, we are. And it's starring Roman Griffin Davis, Taika Waititi, Rebel Wilson, Thomasin McKenzie, Sam Rockwell, Scarlett Johansson, Stephen Merchant, and Alfie Allen.
Indeed it is. I like Stephen Merchant in this. I like Stephen Merchant in everything, but he was very good.
He is very good. And it was written by Taika Waititi, and it was directed by Taika Waititi as well. So,
I do like Taika Waititi.
Am I saying that right?
I mean, that's how I say it. At least one of us. If one of us is doing it wrong, we both are.
Yeah, probably. Apologies to Taika Waititi for saying your name wrong.
I doubt he's listening, to be entirely honest.
Well, see if he ever does. Then, if he's like, oh, these two pricks getting my name wrong, at least he now knows that we're not doing it intentionally.
Yeah, we're getting it right, according to pronounceitright.com. It's Taika Waititi. So, yeah.
Pronounceitright.com. Sponsored by Millingadigimbiga. Okay, opening statements?
Yeah, sure. A bleakly comedic look at the shifting horrors of World War II from the perspective of a boy shows a lot about human nature and people's drive to do what they feel they must, regardless of other factors.
Yes. A triptych of humour, tragedy and heartwarming feels. A film that critiques going along with the crowd and just being too scared to utilise moral courage. And obviously Nazis as well.
Yes, Nazis.
Nazis, yep. It's now an adjective as well as a noun. You Nazi!
An adjective as well as a noun?
Yeah.
Which ones are adjectives?
Adjectives are describing words. And nouns are
Oh,
naming
okay,
words.
Nazi-ish. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, grammar lessons can wait.
No, they can't. We need grammar lessons in all of episodes of the podcasts.
Yeah. But
Right, so, have you got any CRQs, Dan?
I've got loads. More statements than cues.
Yeah.
Let's see. Okay, is it just me or does Yorkie... Is it Yorkie?
Mm-hmm.
Does Yorkie not have a German accent?
It's alright, neither does Hitler. In this film, anyway.
No.
Taika Waititi, the starts and ends of the sentences sound quite German, but then the middle bits sound quite... Because he's from New Zealand, and he does have a bit of that in the middle of the sentences. No, I mean...
Yeah.
I'd rather have that than an accurate depiction of Hitler,
Yeah,
if that was at all possible.
and that brings me to my second question. Do you think them having accents works in this?
I don't think it doesn't work.
No.
Like it didn't. It's not. None of them were sufficiently bad that it took me out of it.
No.
Like I mean, Rebel Wilson, who I actually do quite like. It's What do you think of Rebel Wilson actually? While we're on the Rebel Wilson chat.
I think she's quite funny.
Yeah, I think she's quite funny.
I don't think...
For a while, I was like, God, I hate that Rebel Wilson. She's not funny in anything at all. And then I watched, what was it, Pitch Perfect, and I thought, oh well, I mean, she's the thing that makes that a lot better than it could be. And what was that thing she did recently with Anne Hathaway? It's called The Con or The Heist.
Yeah,
or
something. I haven't seen that.
something like that. But yeah, Chloe and I watched that because it's on Netflix, and she was quite good in that, and she's good in this. So, and then Chloe was like, "I think I figured out who you actually don't like because you like Rebel Wilson. I think I figured out who you don't like." And I went, well, "Who? Who?" And she went, "Amy Schumer." And I was like, "Oh yeah,
Oh yeah.
Amy Schumer. I don't like her.
Yeah, I don't like Amy Schumer. I don't think she's very funny.
I don't really. Yeah, it's like I don't understand her jokes, but then I look around and neither does anyone else.
Yeah.
So
And she's been caught stealing jokes before.
oy.
But that's a bit.
I mean, I can't really. All of my jokes are stolen
Yeah.
from either '90s sitcoms or weird stand-up.
So are mine. So are mine. But I would never profess to say that I have my own jokes. You know.
Mm.
You know, if Amy Schumer was like, by the way, these aren't my jokes, and then went and did a comedy gig, then that'd be fine. No problem with that. But she doesn't. So there you
The
go.
counterfeit nature of her comedy.
Yes. But the only problem I have with Rebel Wilson is that she doesn't play anyone else but Rebel Wilson.
That's very
She
true,
does-
actually. Yeah.
she does. Oh, what dynamic characters Rebel Wilson playing in this? She's always sort of chaotic, neutral in films.
Yeah, that's true. But like, I'll tell you who else was fucking chaotic in this film was what's his fucking name? Sam Rockwell.
Yeah.
In this film, he's the ultimate sort of chaos demon.
Yeah, because at one point he's like sort of spouting Nazi sort of talking points, and then by the end of the film he's like an actual hero who doesn't, you know, give Jojo up, and lets him, and takes his jacket off and lets him live.
Yeah.
Which is...
Because it's like yeah, I do like Sam Rockwell in a lot of things, but like this is the only thing I've really appreciated his acting in. So well, it's the only thing where his acting has made me stop and sort of take stock of the film, because he is really good in this.
Yeah,
he plays that sort of. He was a war hero, and now he was coaching the Hitler Youth, and then he was. Do you know what I mean? I am impressed by his acting in this.
Did you pick up that him and the guy from Game of Thrones are gay in this?
Yes, I did. There was that bit where
I loved that.
Yeah,
I thought it was so
Sam
good.
Rockwell plus Alfie Allen are together.
Yeah, and all they had to do was like, look at each other for like a bit too long, and then it was like, oh yeah, they're gay. That makes sense. And that's probably why, like, you know, the whole date of birth thing. He said, "Yes, it's right. Well done." Which is
that was
nice.
Yeah.
I like.
Because I like that as well. I completely agree with you. It's like now that I think about it more, you're right. It probably is why he's got some sort of why he sort of sympathises with is it Ilsa?
Elsa, yeah.
Ilsa or Elsa?
Ilsa. I'll go with Ilsa.
Let's go with Ilsa. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh Christ, I'm gonna have to Google this while you're talking about the next thing. But one of the reasons he sympathises with Ilsa is like he knows that if he was sort of public about his homosexuality, the Gestapo would be in his house, rounding him up. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which it's like. And speaking of the Gestapo, Stephen Merchant was fucking horrifying in this.
He makes a pretty convincing Gestapo agent.
He really does. What got me was that bit when he was just leaving Jojo's house, and it's that sort of plastic smile on underneath the dead eyes, and it's like, oh, that's horrible.
The whole Heil Hitler thing. Let's say that like a million times.
Oh Jesus, yeah.
But that was quite funny.
It's
I've got to ask, how did Jojo survive a grenade blowing up right in front? Like, he didn't. Like, fair enough if they came out with like half his face missing, but like he had like a few scars and he was fine. He had a bit of a limp, but
I don't know. Maybe he sort of turned his face away so it didn't get his face too much because it was his legs was his main sort of thing, wasn't it? His difficulty walking and stuff.
yeah, but a fucking grenade.
Well, yeah, but we're considering it from the point of view of like a modern day grenade. Maybe World War II grenades were a bit shit. Maybe especially Nazi Germany when it was on the back foot couldn't make great grenades anymore.
Yeah, that's true. Maybe that's okay, fair enough. You know the bit at the end where Jojo sort of gets like picked up by the American soldier and just shoved with all the other Nazis. It's like, would they have killed him?
Yeah, that was what I was wondering as well, because they didn't seem to differentiate between like those big troops of Nazis and that.
Yeah.
I was like, right, well, are they going to put him in? Are they going to be tried, or are they going to go to some kind of prison? And then Jojo runs away, and they just fucking execute Sam Rockwell.
Yeah.
So
just there.
Are they just executing Nazi soldiers?
Because I don't know if that's historically accurate.
Oh, neither do I. I almost don't want to try and find out, but Christ.
No, but look, they didn't think, maybe it's just a child who has put on a Nazi jacket because there's loads of them around, or like maybe this child has been indoctrinated by an incredibly horrible regime. No, let's just take him round the corner and kill him with all the other. I find that a bit sort of iffy on that one.
It's. Oh, hey, there's me parcel.
Oh, hey. We're taking a wee break, folks. Taking a wee intermission. I'm not going to edit this out. I'm not. I'm just going to leave this in, and this can be our little bonding moment. It's nice, isn't it? It's nice. Yep. Don't know if you can hear that plane in the background. Now that there's a plane, I'm definitely not taking it out. I'm gonna if I have to hear horrible sounds, so do you. So do you. But anyway. Oh, I think he's.
And I'm back.
Oh, he's back.
The most professional podcast.
Yep.
Ever created, where the host runs off halfway through to go and collect a parcel.
I'm not even gonna edit that out. I'm keeping that in.
I wouldn't blame you.
Yep.
I would keep it in if I was you.
Definitely. What did you get?
This is a pen. Does this pen
Sorry guys,
in Arizona?
2 seconds, I've got to go get a pen.
Let me just get one shipped to me. Hang on. No, it's this pen company in Arizona. They make I say pen company. They kind of are, but they kind of aren't. Carras Customs. It's worth a Google. It's with a K, both Carras and Customs. But like they used to make custom parts for like cars, I think. Like as in, oh, this part for my 1947 car has gone out of manufacture and I need it as a spare part.
Yeah.
Can someone make it? And they'd make it. But then one of the engineers was like, I tell you what, people really like pens. Why don't we try making pens? So now they just make fucking pens.
Wow.
But they had a sale on, and I was like, ooh, I'll buy a pen.
What kind of pen is it?
It's a good question. It's a refillable pen, so I've got some gel ink refills in the drawer. I'm a bit of a pen nerd, so
yeah,
asking me what kind of pen it is a bit of an all-day question.
Anyway, back to
Jojo Rabbit. Let's have a bit of Jojo Rabbit.
Nazi Germany. I've got to say, see when Jojo is chasing the butterfly,
yes,
and then sort of like he's smiling at it. He's like, "Oh, that's nice," and then he stands up, and you can see like someone's shoes hanging, and Jojo sort of then understandably hugs the person. I didn't know that was his mum. I didn't know that was Scarlett Johansson.
No, I I thought something's definitely happened to her. She hasn't been home in like 3 days.
Yeah.
As in, has she gone to find Jojo's dad,
Yeah.
or what's happened, sort of thing. And then I saw the shoes, and I was like, oh fuck. Like, I was genuinely really shocked by it. And I actually sat here at my desk going, like, I actually audibly gasped.
Yeah.
Like, because I was wondering all the way through, why are they focusing so much on Scarlett Johansson's shoes? This seems like an odd detail to focus on.
Yeah.
Damn.
I actually didn't realise until like, he got home and like, attempted to stab Ilsa. I was like, oh shit, is she dead? It completely just sort of hit me after that. But fucking hell, man. I know, it's not exactly a happy story, is it? No, this film juggles like themes more than a juggler, you know?
Oh god, yeah, 100%.
It's like a fucking Who song in German at the beginning, and everyone's happy, and it's well, it's Hitler, but it's making fun of Nazis, I guess, so it's fine. And then a lot of people die in it, and then I'm still not sure how I feel about the whole experience of it. It's pretty fucking harrowing.
I know exactly what you mean, yeah. Because, like, the ending, when Ilsa and Jojo are stood on the doorstep dancing, it's like, they've had such horrible things happen to them. Like, his mum and his dad and his sister are dead, probably.
Yeah.
And, like, her fiancé is dead.
Yeah.
And she's been hiding in a cupboard for, like, a year or whatever. Do you know what I mean? It's...
Yeah. To be fair to them, I react in funny ways to, like, grief and, like, sadness. Like, I'd probably like make a joke about it or something like that, just because I don't know why, I just do.
No, I think that's kind of in a way that's kind of a normal reaction. I think a lot of people are like, it's just you don't know how to process it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a combination of that, and it's like that old thing about jokes about expectation subversion.
Yeah.
About like a sudden traumatic event is essentially expectation subversion.
No, definitely.
You were expecting, oh, well, it's going to be a normal day, and then, oh no, something terrible's happened. In a funny way, the format is like a joke, but it's just not funny.
Yeah, definitely. I've got to say, Taika Waititi is Hitler, and this. It's funny how he's semi-supportive, but only to the point that he's still a Nazi, if you know what I mean. It's like, you're kind of good looking, and like, get out there and have a great day, and all. Meanwhile, Jojo's shouting Heil Hitler.
God, I know, it's absolutely insane. And it's like, one thing I did appreciate, though, was it explained away well that sort of cult of the celebrity politician.
Yeah.
That sort of Hitler, in a weird way, kind of was a celebrity. And
he
that
was.
bit at the start with the Beatles playing over the background,
Yeah.
and like all those people sig heiling and stuff, and it's like, was he that much of a rock star? And then, like, say this film was slightly different, and Jojo was infatuated with, like the Beatles. He was infatuated with John Lennon or Paul McCartney or whoever.
Definitely.
Then you'd go, oh yeah, that's cute. He's infatuated with a rock star. And Hitler sort of made himself this rock star in the German sort of public perception. It's bizarre.
No, he definitely did, because like, they didn't announce that he was with Eva Braun, because it would turn off like a lot of his female fans. In a way, that was like an actual sort of strategy that the party sort of utilised, because he was so popular. Which is yuck, but
yeah, I mean, how are we going to win this election, Hitler? Through our policies? No, through my sex appeal.
No.
That's how we're going to win this election.
What? From my creepy little mustache.
Oh, fuck's sake. It's like... I mean, yeah, you're completely right.
You know the whole Nazi thing is about like Aryan supremacy, but like you take one look at Hitler, and you just think, so that's the pinnacle, is it? That's the
pinnacle of humanity. Is it? That's the best we can do.
It's as good as it gets. Jesus Christ! He's a tiny man with a little shitty mustache. He looks as if he hasn't wiped his face after dinner. It's like
that thing that Stephen Merchant said. You and your friends may have found out that Hitler only has one ball. This is not true. He has 4, or something like that. It's just
Stephen Merchant in the KGB now.
Yeah, Stephen Merchant, the KGB officer, of course. It's like it's just. Oh.
No, I know. Did he have one ball? Isn't that true?
Yes, I think so. It's some kind of birth defect.
Oh,
I'm not entirely sure. But what was I going to say then? One thing I really did like was that Stephen Merchant line. I wish we had more boys with your blind fanaticism. It's like the dictator's dream, isn't it?
It really is.
I want all of my followers to have this blind worship fanaticism of me.
Yeah.
That's what I want in my life. It's horrific.
No, it really is. That thing at the end of the film with Rebel Wilson strapping grenades to kids.
Oh fuck! Yeah.
And it was played as like a joke and all that, and it was funny, but that was true. That they would send just anyone at the end because it's just
children and old men, and
it's just that sort of that horrible sort of fascist sort of sacrifice of everyone and everything for the ideology, and they would it's even though it was like a comical moment, it was based in 100% fact, which is just it really makes it's such a juxtaposition, and I'm still sort of actually struggling to react to it because I don't, in one sort of way I'm wanting to laugh at it, and at the same time it's like, wait a minute, you're laughing at children being thrown to their death essentially, so it's like
and I mean it's easy to sort of to hear about idiotic decisions made by Hitler or other Nazi generals or whatever. Think, the Nazis, what a bunch of dickheads, they're so stupid. But then just take a step back and think, actually, no, these things are horrific.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure you'll have heard that classic sort of tale of, there was the whole anti-tank dog thing. Are you aware of this?
No.
Essentially, they would sort of, the idea was, we'll strap a bomb to a dog's back, and then train the dog to run under a tank, and then it explodes and it destroys the tank. That was like the idea, and they only had German tanks available for the dogs to train with.
Yeah.
So then, when they tried it in a battlefield, the dogs just ran under German tanks and blew the German tanks up.
Yeah.
And on the surface of it, it's like, oh, they're idiot Germans, bloody hell. But then you sort of think, well, no, that's like massacring hundreds and hundreds of animals.
Yeah.
That's not cute or funny or stupid. That's brutal and horrific. Do you know what I mean?
There's a writer called George R.R. Martin who wrote the Game of Thrones books, and he's like incredibly like anti-war and stuff like that. And he got into a conversation about like Nazi Germany and all that, and how if it wasn't like sort of real, it would just be played off as like a cartoon.
Yeah.
It's like he said that the Nazis are like the closest thing the human race has ever had to like orcs. They wear all black. They're completely and utterly single-minded. They cook people in ovens, and you would just think if that was a thing, you'd be like, "Oh, that is ridiculous! Come on, that is just too much." But that's actually that's what makes it so horrible, because it's part of humanity, and that's something that that's in our history, whether we like it or not.
In school, and you were like, "Bloody hell!" I mean, learning about something in a textbook, it sort of makes it less real in a funny way. If you say sort of like reading about some massacre or whatever in a textbook, you think, oh well, this thing happened, but then contextualizing it like this film does, and saying these horrible things actually happened. Look at these horrible, and forces you to look at them. You start to realize how disgusting it sort of is.
It's fucking dreadful.
And the other thing that got me was the paper uniform for what was it, Yorkie?
Yeah.
It's like,
Jesus.
And he's just this fanatic who's just, you've fanaticized a child and it made him want to charge headlong into battle, carrying one end of an
I
RPG
know.
while wearing newspapers painted green. Do you know what I mean?
If I ever could go back in time, I'd want to see what the sort of mood was like when the war was ending, from the German perspective, just to see how people would react to it, because it's like you've had over a decade of people being told that no, there's going to be a 1,000-year Reich and everyone is going to be great and everything. It's like, and if you genuinely believe that, and all your enemies that you've been told are evil and degenerate and horrible are all coming for you, what would that do to you? What would that do to your head?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Completely, yeah. It's yeah. I mean, yeah, you're right. It's the sort of the horrible fanaticism. It's this double thing from 1984. That's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
It's just I think that's sort of the primary reason for Jojo's sort of changing his mind away from Nazism. I suppose is like he's been told, oh no, Jewish people have scales and horns and wings.
Yeah.
And then he meets this Jewish girl, and he's like, "Oh, well, you're just kind of a person. Like, where are your horns? Where? That's an actual line, isn't it? Where are your horns? Oh, we grow them when we're 21.
Yeah.
Or, do you know what I mean? It's like
she was obviously
he can't protest that these things are like that. Those two things are concurrent because that's what he's been told.
Yeah.
And that must be the truth because people in positions of authority have told him. But obviously, it's not the truth.
That's it.
And she's messing him about, and he's just like, well, I don't get it. I just don't understand. This doesn't make any sense.
No. And we can see right from the beginning that Jojo was a terrible Nazi because he couldn't kill the rabbit, and at that point, especially during the war efforts, especially SS soldiers who were trained to do anything if they were commanded to, it's like. You knew that it was going to be a redemptive story right from the moment that Jojo was picked to do that horrible thing. Which is, I like it. It works thematically that Jojo's nickname is a rabbit because he's so sort of innocent and yet can be put in such mortal danger quite quickly.
Plus, I mean. It's probably not at all thematically related, let's be entirely honest. But that bit where it said, where Jojo said, "Fuck off Hitler," and then kicked him through a window, which, I mean, absolutely fucking fantastic.
Oh, great.
But,
fuck.
I don't know, rabbits, they jump a lot, maybe they've got big, powerful legs or something, and he's kicking Hitler through a window, maybe there's something there, I don't know.
Maybe. Yeah, I do just have to say, fuck off Hitler, okay?
Yeah, fuck off
Let's
Hitler.
just make that unambiguous. For any, any of these, you see these communities, right, on the internet and all that, and I hate when you see it. There are people who just want to ruin the community, and it's so, because the creator, and it's not really their fault. It's they don't make it unambiguous that sort of shit will not be tolerated. So if anyone's out there listening to this, okay, fuck off Hitler, right?
Yeah, fuck Nazis.
It's
Hitler.
not happening here. So go fuck yourselves if that's what you're wanting. Let's just make that clear. But
yeah, it's it's just disgusting to see that it's still a thing now. And you remember you see there was a lady protesting something or other, and she had a sign that said, "You can be both a Nazi and an American." I was thinking, isn't that the whole point of World War II? Is that is exactly not the case?
Oh, Jesus Christ. Some people, man.
I know. It just is disgusting.
Makes mincemeat in my head. But anyway. I mean, you say but anyway, but we're talking about a film about Nazis. We can't retreat anywhere.
But anyway, let's not talk about the Nazis. Let's instead talk about Nazis.
Yeah, you can't get... Where else are we going to go? It's different if we're talking about a film like Alien and then we get sidetracked to talking about World War II. Then we could just safely traverse back to Alien. But when you're talking about Jojo Rabbit, it's like, I'm trapped. I'm in a maze.
Yeah, I can only talk about Nazis. This is my worst nightmare. But no, yes, unambiguously, fuck Nazis.
Fuck Nazis.
On a more script-based level, one thing I did like was that Jojo, well, as in the film, Hitler, played by Taika Waititi, who's like Jojo's imaginary friend,
Yep.
he eats meat and he smokes cigarettes.
Yeah.
Which is two things that Hitler famously did not do in real life.
Yeah.
So it shows that this, again, cult of the celebrity politician, you're fed just the right amount of information about Hitler to sort of worship him in this fanatic sort of way. But then also, you're not fed enough information to actually know anything about him, in a way.
Yeah. It's just, he's almost like a ghost. It's the idea of Hitler, not the actual person that they like.
Yes, he who must not be named.
Yeah. And it's like, you know, you get these people who are really, really famous, and you don't know anything about them, and there are people that delude themselves into believing that they do know that, oh, no, I know him, he would never do that, and then they do things that shock you, because you don't know who they are. They put on a cult, they put on this personality for you, because it's what people like, and it's a very sort of dangerous sort of thing to sort of go along with. Which is another sort of great thing that's explored in the film. Who would your historical imaginary friend be, Lewis?
Well, not Hitler.
No, definitely not. If I could kick him out of a window, then yeah. But other than that,
I could kick Hitler out of a window. Can we make that happen, please?
Can we
use that invention from Spider-Man?
Can we reanimate him and kick him out of a window?
Right. Look, let's not reanimate
Well,
Hitler.
okay, his
let's
corpse.
Not get a necromancer
His corpse,
on the phone.
then. Just get his corpse, kick it out of a window, film it, done. YouTube.
How is that done? That asks more questions than it answers.
Number 1 trending.
Oh, bloody hell.
See,
my historical best friend. I don't know. There are no historical figures that, like...
No.
I think I'd love to have a chat with him. Do you know what I mean? It's like, yeah, don't get me wrong, there are historical figures that I find interesting, but they're all sort of morally reprehensible.
Yeah.
So none of them are... like, you look back into the past and you think, God, like, everybody was just really racist?
Yeah.
Fuck! Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it makes the question moot in a strange way, because it's like, well, I don't really want to interact with any of them, because eventually you'll say something racist and I'll go, oh, no.
Yeah.
Why did you say that? I did not want you to say that.
Because I suppose you sort of think, oh, that'd be great, you know, having someone who's, but then you forget that they're not in your modern context. They're still, you know, talking about South secession and all that. And
yeah, exactly, and that's what gets me about things like when people put vague throwaway things into fiction about, oh yeah, these characters can live for hundreds of years or whatever. I think, right, well, does that mean that Edward the vampire from Twilight, who's like 700 years old, does he still think that things are witchcraft? Does he think that the internet is witchcraft?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Or say Dumbledore, when he dies, is 150. Does that mean he has 150-year-old political views?
Yeah.
Or 130 or whatever? Do you know what I mean?
So basically what you're saying is Edward Cullen at some point was a massive racist.
Probably.
He probably was. He probably was.
Yeah, probably.
How could you not be? At that sort of age where technology and information is so limited, it's like it would be a miracle if you weren't.
Yeah, like that's another one of the reasons that like these ridiculous things that like I don't know how true any of I say true as in historically accurate these Nazi indoctrinations are of like Jews have horns and wings, and I don't know how if Nazis actually taught those things, but in this sort of internet age, I imagine it's much harder to indoctrinate people in that way, because you can just Google a picture of anything.
Yeah.
And then you can go, oh, no, they don't. Look. Do you know what I mean? It becomes... So I suppose if somebody came to Edward Cullen's village 700 years ago in the 1300s and said, oh, the people in the next village over, they spit acid and they're going to kill all of our dogs. Do you know? And then you would have to go, all right, I have no way to disprove that. That I will believe you.
Well, see. I mean, you say that it's harder to indoctrinate people, but like you said, it comes from like, authority, doesn't it? So say someone like a big sort of like, imagine like Kim Kardashian came out and said, look, the grass is red. It's like, I would bet, right, and I might be wrong, but I would bet there would be a few people that would just believe that.
Or, for example, say there was like a political leader who just got out of the fake tanning salon, and he was a curious shade of orange. And then he went to a rally for himself when it wasn't actually an election season, which is curiously like some kind of totalitarian regime. And then he said something which was an obvious contradiction to something he previously said.
Yep.
And then he had said, "Oh yeah, I instructed my people to commit a war crime."
Yeah.
I mean, I think there'd be people that would believe him. I think there'd be people that would find that okay.
Yeah. And imagine, right?
In case you didn't get that, I'm talking about Donald Trump. While we're saying fuck things, fuck Nazis and fuck Donald Trump.
Yes, fuck Donald Trump. And imagine that same melted action figure of He-Man was said that let's the way to solve the brackets quotation marks clear problem of illegal immigration is to build a fucking massive wall in the middle of nowhere, cutting through mountains and houses and villages. Just put it there. And then it's all done. That's it. Solved. Easy. That's what you had to do. You had to just spend an inordinate amount of money on a big fucking concrete bit of wall, and that's you. Problem solved.
The thing that gets me most about the Trump administration is that the satire writes itself.
Yeah.
It's like the politicians tweet things, and you're like, what the fuck is... There's a subreddit, self-aware wolves. Are you aware of this?
No.
Oh, well, the idea is, it was an old joke of, there's somebody in a village that says, there's a village preparing for a werewolf attack, and everybody's saying, right, we'll put these spikes outside your door so the werewolf can't get in. And someone says, well, I don't want to put my spikes up, and they go, well, you don't have to, but that's fine. Then a werewolf comes in and eats their face. And it's like, well, a werewolf came and ate my face. And it's like, yeah, but you didn't put the spikes up. Yeah, but I didn't want to. It's people that are almost self-aware.
Yeah.
But not quite. And there's so many of these tweets from political figures saying things that are like, just people that undermine democracy are an inherent threat to society. It's like, yeah. Do you mean like, for example, if we were underfunding the mail service in the US so that people couldn't? Do you mean like that? Maybe. Oh fuck.
God, our incredibly impartial mask is slipping.
No, we are not like the BBC.
No,
we are not impartial.
no.
We've spoken about our political beliefs before on the show.
Yeah.
Obviously we are very anti-Donald
Yeah.
Trump, and obviously we are very anti-Nazis.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
Lewis,
if you're not anti-Nazi, then get fucked.
Lewis,
Jesus.
yeah, exactly. If just in case I was thinking it and you were saying it, just in case any of that nonsense starts propping up. It seems like sort of such a divergence from what we're talking about, but it is really, really quite important, you know. There's just so many content creators whose communities have just been soured by these fuckers who just show up like fucking arseholes and just try and ruin a community like that. And we're just starting out, so it's important that we get it, you know, clear from the beginning.
Yes.
There will be no Nazis.
Put that on the website.
Okay.
That'll be the header on the website. Shouting into the void.
Fuck off,
Nazis.
Fuck off, Nazis.
Yes. If you are a Nazi, leave.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, perfect.
Definitely. Well,
how many more times do you reckon we can say
Nazi
before the YouTube demonetizes? I said demonetizes us. We're not even monetized yet.
No, we're not.
But you know,
we're not.
One day, Papa YouTube.
Big Daddy capitalist YouTube.
That's the one. Yeah, I mean, right. I've got an IGDT prepared.
Right.
And like, I can't. There is no way I think I can get from Nazis to Intergalactic Dream Team. So let's just say, we're in the Intergalactic Dream Team section.
Well, just give it a go. See how you do.
No, I just point blank refuse.
Okay.
Okay, right. Here on my desk in front of me, while I'm talking about a film, there is a mug full of stationery. And that stationery comes together to form a team that writes things in this notebook. And therefore, we're going to talk about Intergalactic Dream Teams. Is that laboured enough for you? Did you like that one?
Yeah, I like that. That was good.
Okay, right. My Intergalactic Dream Team. We've got Picard.
Oh, right, okay.
We've got Riker.
Yeah, oh, right. Star Trek theme, yep.
We've got Data.
Fucking hell, okay, yep.
We've got LaForge.
Oh! Yep.
And we've got Troy.
Okay.
The ship is the Enterprise D, which is what they're on in TNG.
Yep.
And the villain is Smaug.
Smaug.
Yes.
From The Hobbit.
From The Hobbit, yes.
Smaug. Okay, 2 seconds. I'm just finishing writing that.
Writing these things down. Gotta keep these notes accurate for the sake of the IGDT.
Picard, Riker, Data. Who was LaForge?
Geordie LaForge, head of engineering.
And Troy.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. And Big Bad is Smaug, and the ship is the Enterprise D.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, on you go.
Right, so they rock up outside Smaug's house in the Enterprise. They're like in orbit, presumably, because they're a big old ship. And Troy, because she is the most useless member of the crew on the Enterprise. Right, okay. Well, the member of the bridge crew, anyway, because she does useful things in that she's like ship's counselor. Yeah, great. People need counselling. Space is scary.
Yep.
So, great. I get that she's a counsellor. Great. But then on the bridge, she's fucking useless. Okay. Every single episode, they interact with something and she says, oh, there's a presence somewhere, maybe. Thanks, Troy. That's useful. She just says something incredibly vague. And like, they'll have a video call. They'll fucking FaceTime somebody on the view screen or whatever. And then she'll say, I think he might have been lying. Or could he have been telling the truth? So, no, pick one. Pick one, Troy. But anyway, she'll say, I think there might be a dragon in that mountain, or maybe not.
Right.
That's what they'll do. And then LaForge will come in and be like, well, using my special visor thing that I've got, I can see that there is in fact a very hot dragon in there. He's hot. And then, because he's got a belly full of fire.
Yep.
I don't know how dragons work in Tolkien's world, but
he does, yeah.
I imagine he has a fire organ.
I would imagine so, yep.
Yeah. And so therefore, LaForge is like, yep, that's a dragon. So then what happens is Picard, Riker, and Data beam down in front of Smaug into his lair. Well, actually, no, that's inaccurate. I have to tell you the truth. Picard and Riker beam down to one point round the back of Smaug, and Data, with a big old tambourine in his hand, beams in front of Smaug.
A tambourine.
And then Data starts smacking the tambourine, shaking it, making as much noise as he can, and he goes, "Oi, Smaug, you dickhead!
What?
Why have you got this big old pile of gold?"
Is there 2 dragons in this?
I don't know how to
it's
pronounce it.
Smaug!
Okay, Smaug.
Not Smaug.
Smaug. It's a smorgasbord. But like... But yeah, Smaug is in front of Smaug. He's shaking his tambourine about. He's going, "Oh, dickhead! Why have you got all that gold? We're a post-scarcity society. Don't need all that gold and all that." And Smaug was like, "Oh, what you mean, you dickhead?" And then
Data's shaking
tries to blow fire at him, but because Data's made out of like some future space metal, he doesn't melt. And then Picard and Riker are around the back, and they've got knives, and they're just like, "Shh! Don't say anything. Don't tell Smaug we're here." Then they sneak around to Smaug's head. They just stab him in the head, and then Smaug dies.
Okay, Data's...
Try and find a flaw with that plan,
Data's shaking his tambourine, and then he looks to the camera and says, "Fuck Nazis," and then continues shaking
Yes,
his
precisely, yep.
Okay, so, yeah, there is a few flaws with that plan.
No, there are no flaws whatsoever.
No, if you've actually watched or read The Hobbit, you would know that Smaug's armor is almost impenetrable, except for a little sort of mark that was made by a black arrow, which is a sort of special arrow in Tolkien's world, and that's the only.
Oh, did I say they went to his head?
They went to his head.
Oh no, sorry, they go to the black arrow spot and they fire their phasers directly into it. Yeah, and they blow up Smaug.
That's underneath his. I assume. Smaug isn't just lying on his back, is he? Like as some sort of cat.
Yeah,
he's lying in his
like my cat does. That's what he's doing.
Okay, yeah. He's waiting to be tickled by Sauron, and then
Sauron's going to come in and tickle his belly.
And then he gets done. He gets shanked. Okay, yeah, flawless. I've got to say, right. See, while we're talking about this, see the Intergalactic Dream Team. It was originally created for our patrons to make their own sort of plans and to create their own villains and heroes kind of thing, and they can, what plan will they do? But because no one has actually done that yet, Lewis and I scramble every fucking week to create some shitty plan that involves mouse droids or fucking Smaug's on his back waiting to get tickled, or Scooby-Doo, and because Shaggy has the munchies or something like that. So, Lewis, I propose that we give it one more week, and if no one does anything, then we just get rid of it.
Okay, that sounds good to me.
Because it's so difficult. I'm sitting here thinking for ages. I'm like, who the fuck? Oh shit, we've done that. Who is? Oh god, I can't think. And I've got a fucking encyclopedic knowledge of shit, but then when it comes to this fucking system, I don't know anything. I'm like, a medieval catapult expert.
Roger from American Dad wants to have sex with Leonardo DiCaprio. That's the premise for mine.
Oh, Jesus. Okay, so do you hear that, patrons? One more week. If you want to do this, it's your last chance. And if you do it, then we'll keep going. But if you don't, it's getting fucked into the bin.
I guarantee we'll have some messages in the Discord where patrons are going, "What? We could have submitted our own." They're like, "Fuck, I didn't even know."
Oh, God.
It'll be from me. I'll say that. That's me.
Look at us evolving. Look. Jesus Christ. You know, I'm actually very low on notes.
As am I. Apart from this page here where I've just written "fuck Nazis."
Yeah, I should just say it's sort of similar to the. Okay, right. Intergalactic Dream. Smaug's on his bit.
Smaug is
everyone's.
And you know what else is red? The Nazi flag.
Everyone's made of atoms, and so are the people in this film. So there we go. We're back to it.
Yep, we're back to it. Perfect.
I should just say my last sort of note is similarly to the death of Stalin, mocking horrible people and horrible regimes is very, very important, and I hope it continues for the rest of time.
Yes, because that's the only way you reduce their sort of their credence and their power and their cachet is just by saying what a cunt this bloke is. Let's make fun of him.
Definitely.
You know what I mean?
Definitely. Do you know, I did see when Jojo kicked Hitler out the window. I like the fact that he was wearing the outfit that he wore when he shot himself, and I don't know how Jojo in his subconscious would know that.
Maybe Jojo's telepathic. Maybe this is a prequel to The Shining. And Jojo grows up, moves to America, and then his son is Jack Torrance, and then Jack Torrance's son is Danny Torrance, who has The Shining.
Yeah, a prequel.
That's
prequel to The Shining.
Yes, a prequel to The Shining. One thing I would actually like to say, it's my final sort of film-related note. There are a lot of montages in this film.
There are.
I love montages, so I'm always happy to see them. But there are a lot of montages in this film.
Quite a few. Which is good, I guess. I like the fact that most of the songs are in German. Like it's like pop. Like the Beatles song at the beginning, I think, is actually in German. Which
I didn't even notice. I didn't even clock it.
Yeah, I might be wrong. I might have just heard it wrong, but I think it is. But other than that, I think I'm out of notes. I think I'm just spinning my wheels
I
here.
am also out of notes. We've just been furious about Nazis for the majority of this podcast.
I mean,
furious about TVs and then furious about Nazis.
Both completely justified, I think.
Yes, I think so too.
Yep. But anyway, closing statements.
Yes. The most bittersweet ending possible. A horrible past, but a promising future. Impossible to predict what comes next for Jojo and Ilsa.
Definitely. Hilariously dark film with some great themes explored. Don't go along with the crowd, kids, if you know it's wrong. You could end up propping up a genocidal race-based fascist regime, so give that a wide berth.
Yes. Critical thinking will always be your friend.
Definitely. Destroy dogma. How about, is that?
Yeah, I mean that works. Fuck Nazis.
I was trying to say it without saying that, but yeah, fuck Nazis. Oh, what a weird episode.
It has been a very weird episode. This is completely true. I've been trying to open this fucking box the entire way through. I've been sat with it on my lap, just like messing with the tape on it.
Oh God, Jesus. Well, folks, we're going to take a departure from historical awful regimes
Yes,
for
we
a
are.
wee while.
Thank fucking God.
Because I've been very uncomfortable this entire episode. Talking about Nazis isn't really something that most people really want to do unless you're like a historian or a Nazi. So we've got some really completely out of left field choices for next week, don't we, Lewis?
Yes, we will, but we will save those for the end. So stick around.
Yes.
We'll mention that at the end.
Definitely. Let's do some capitalist shilling now.
Yes. We all know I'm a massive capitalist, so this is the part I love the most.
Definitely. Lewis just buys things all the time.
I do. I love buying things and selling things, and I love exploiting people to make them work for nothing so that I get more money. I love that. That's great.
Fuck's sake. Right, let's just...
Right, before I get on some
Let's
kind of
cut
communist
a
rant,
cut and run.
Let's do the
Cut
shilling.
and run, okay? I am on Instagram at O'Hiram. I'm on Facebook at Daniel K. Actor. I'm on Twitter at Kerzo2000. What are you on, Lewis?
Oh, this episode has been so fucking chaotic. My Instagram is at Lewis_Brindley. My Twitter is at LewisBrindley4, and I have a Facebook page called Lewis Brindley.
Yes, we are on Podomatic, we're on Spotify, we're on Apple Podcasts, we have a YouTube channel, we're on Deezer, we have Google Podcasts, we're on Amazon Podcasts. Yeah, we're everywhere. Check us out.
We're all over the internet.
Yep, definitely.
Like a virus.
Like a flu.
Yes, exactly like
yep.
that.
It's bad. Don't watch us, but you will get sick.
Yes, we've made the first techno-organic virus, and it's going to make its way through the cables from our servers to you.
It reminds me of that bit for Parks and Rec where Ron's office is moved and the circular desk is put in the middle, and the woman comes in. She's like, "It said that the water was toxic. I made some tea with it, and now I have an infection." And it's like, okay, first of all, you fool, and second of all, and
Yeah.
Ron just keeps turning around. He's like, "Sir, are you listening to me, sir? Sir, are you aware that there is waste in your water system?" He just keeps fucking turning. I love Ron. Ron's great.
Yeah, his politics are abhorrent. But like,
Jesus
I.
Lewis! We have to go!
Construct here is hilarious.
We have to leave now. We can't keep doing this.
What's the next thing on the fucking list?
PayPal. We have a PayPal donate button. I might as well say it. If you donate to us, you're a capitalist pig. No,
Oh my god!
no, please. Any money you could spare, anything you could spare, just we would really appreciate it. It keeps us going,
Yeah.
and we love doing this. It's great fun.
We do. We as much as this has been the most chaotic episode of anything ever, we are just a small fry. We absolutely love doing this. We'd love to keep on going.
definitely
With your support, we can. So you can check out our PayPal. There's a link on our website for like a little PayPal donate button. We also have a Patreon, which is patreon.com/shouting into the void.
Yep.
We've got a couple of different tiers. We've got a lovely little Patreon community. We're on the Discord where we sometimes jump in and chat. You get all sorts of different perks as well. You get access to the episodes early, and it means the absolute world. You can support for as little as $1 a month, which would be 12 pence an episode or something like that. Well, 13 pence, but yeah.
Definitely. And we'd like to take this opportunity to thank our wonderful patrons.
Yes.
Chloe, Darius, Sophie, Peter, Aditya, and Richard. So thank you very much,
Yes.
guys. You mean the world to us.
Yes, thank you very much, one and all. It means the absolute world.
Definitely.
You help us make this podcast, and like I say, we have a wonderful community. We're very proud of our community, very proud to be a part of it. So thank you, one and all.
Absolutely. We also have merch on Teespring and Redbubble. We sell jumpers, we sell tote bags, we sell pens, we sell stickers, we sell loads and loads and loads of stuff.
Yeah, and it's all dead cool, so go and check it out.
Give it a look. Give it a look. And last, but absolutely nowhere near least, Number 12 Crochet Avenue is a company that we are partnered with, and they are absolutely fantastic. And Lewis, over to you.
Number 12 Crochet Avenue is a company run by my amazing wife. It is a crochet company, if you couldn't tell from the name, where she crochets things. She takes commissions, she makes lots and lots of little bits and bobs, and it's absolutely fantastic. Even if you aren't planning on buying anything, it's definitely worth going to checking out her Instagram at number 12 Crochet Avenue. It's all letters and words. There's no numbers or abbreviations or anything. At number 12 Crochet Avenue, the Instagram feed is bellissimo. It is chef's kiss. That's what it is. So go and check it out.
Definitely. Well, that's us.
Yes.
We got there.
We've had the most chaotic episode we've ever had.
Yeah.
Which, to be honest, this is a chaotic film. It kind of suits the vibe of the film in a strange way.
I suppose it does. A nice sip of water there. But yeah. So, Lewis, what are we doing next week?
Next week, we are doing the exact opposite of this film in the form of The Lion King.
Yes.
The original animated film from 1998?
I believe so.
Yes, I think so too, with Rowan Atkinson, James Earl Jones, tons of super good actors.
Absolutely. It's a great film. It's a bit more light-hearted.
It's a lot more light-hearted than a film about Stalin, followed by a film about Hitler.
Oh,
I mean, Jesus!
I know, why do we do this to ourselves?
That's what got me was last week. We were just lightheartedly discussing Death of Stalin, and you just turned around and went, "Fancy doing Jojo Rabbit next week?" Halfway through the episode, I was like, "Yeah, all right, that'd be fine."
I hadn't seen it.
Now I'm here, fucking obliterated from I've just finished the film. This insane episode of the podcast.
To be fair, I hadn't seen it, so I didn't know what I was in store for. But if I had seen it,
neither had I.
If I had seen it, I probably still would have recommended it because it's actually quite a good film. But
it's a really good
I would
film.
have prepared
It's
myself a
just also
bit more.
Yes. I might have done a buffer in the middle. Something light-hearted. Done like Emperor's New Groove or something in the middle.
I mean, we can talk about Nazis all day, but aren't cats just great? Aren't they just great animals? You could have done that. You could have taken 15 minutes talking about cats. We could have done that. That would have softened the load.
That's true.
But anyway.
Well, I mean, we're doing Lion King next week, so I'll have even more reason to talk about cats.
Yeah, not the shitty film Cats. The cats, the animal.
Have you seen that hashtag release the butthole cut?
Oh my god, no.
Are you not aware of this?
No, leave the buttholes alone. The only cut that I want to see is the Snyder cut of the fucking Justice League. That's it. I don't want to see
I haven't seen the trailer. Is it good?
It looks pretty good. But Justice League was an awful film, so I don't know how they're gonna. I don't know
how much you can fix it in the editing room.
Yeah, I mean, if you've watched Alien, the Ridley cut is pretty good, and it's not even that different. But director's cuts generally are quite good, are much better than the original. But anyway, we'll see. That's another for another time.
Indeed it is.
Let's just end it. Let's just call it a day.
Let's just end the podcast. I'm gonna go and eat a pot noodle for lunch and just try and calm down and open this pen. Oh, Lord Almighty. Thank God we aren't doing a fucking film about Mussolini.
Yeah, let's go to Mao's China next.
Oh fucking hell.
Let's go to every shitty regime in history. Okay.
That might be the worst decision which could... Right. Look, we're doing The Lion King next
done.
week. We'll see you then.
Yep. Love you
Fuck
all.
Nazis.
Fuck Nazis.
Have a lovely day.
Goodbye.
Drink some water. Bye. Thanks for listening.